Hi everyone, this is Felix. Welcome to 30 Minutes in Dash, another episode. I'm glad that you tuned in again. We have some exciting stuff to discuss today. As always, we're discussing new trends in DeFi, in payment, in crypto, and all the crazy stuff that we didn't think about. Today, I'm very happy to have an amazing special guest. His name is SHIVA BADOLA. He's young, he's hungry. He really knows his way around marketing, strategies, and can tell us a lot how you do better communication, ads, and social media for your blockchain project. So very welcome, Shiva. How are you? So not sure Shiva can hear us. Shiva, are you there? Editors, can you check? I see him backstage. Okay, so until he's here. Okay. Guys, please check if you can let Shiva in. He seems to have problems to be there. He can hear me. Here he is. Shiva, looking good. How's it going, man?
Hey Felix, how are you? Thank you so much for the introduction. I could hear it, and great to be here, and always lovely to have a chat.
Perfect. Shiva, tell us a little bit about you. Like, what's your background? What did you do before? How do you find your way into blockchain?
Sure. So, I have a pretty conventional story once it comes to how I got into blockchain. Honestly, it was about 2017, with the bull run. Crypto was picking up in the mainstream news, and that's how I came across it. Couple of friends went out one night and had a couple of drinks, and towards the end of the night, someone just convinced me to buy a little bit of Bitcoin. Um, I I just bought it in some wallet. I don't even remember how. Uh, Actually, a friend of mine bought it for me. So he bought it and then he transferred it to my wallet. So I paid a little gas immediately as soon as I got into the ecosystem. Uh, Forgot about the wallet, and like up until 2020, when again I read about crypto and how it's taking over. Suddenly checked my wallet and realized what it had become of what I had put in, and it was a crazy amount which I never thought was possible by any chance. And immediately I just fell down the crypto hole. And since then, I've been sort of working with a lot of projects, dabbling with crypto, DeFi, currently dwelling into a lot of GameFi as well. So a lot of exciting things happening right now.
Cool story. So don't tell your mom, but obviously, good life decisions are made drunken after midnight, is what I hear. Yeah.
Absolutely. I was told nothing good happens after 3 a.m., but
They
I think
lied to
crypto
you.
proves
They
it
lied
wrong.
to you. Perfect. It's actually a classic story. I heard that so many times of people saying, I bought a bit, somebody convinced me, or even better, my friend gave me a Bitcoin because he loved it so much, and he had they had so many back in the day. Um, eh, Super happy, and it will be you will have some emotions connected to that, I guess. Everybody has their. It's a bit like, for me, it's a bit like when did you have your first email? I mean, I'm a bit older than you, but I remember like some friend of mine was hooking me up with my first email in 1998. That was, and I was like, it's like, who am I writing now? I don't know what. It's like I really couldn't do anything, and then suddenly, like it took like 12 to 24 months to really take off in a way that it's, that kind of you cannot live without this internet anymore. I feel it's the same for most people. The first time you did the first crypto transaction, kind of you will remember it, and you will have kind of an emotional connection and this aha moment where, you know, things become, things start to make sense. So Shiva, but you are like working in like kind of as a communication specialist, as a social media expert. So tell us a little bit about that. Where do you see the connections, and like, is it different to have to do crypto social media and normal social media?
Sure, absolutely. That's a great question, by the way. So, coming from marketing background is what I've studied and sort of been in traditional marketing firms and working with conventional companies, I see that the relation with crypto is pretty much the same in terms of having a community which totally drives the project further. The community is also driven by a lot of engagement, and a lot of that comes through social media. So essentially, those become the bridges to connect to the community and put across what's going on in the projects with the news and updates as well. Because crypto projects are all decentralized and sometimes anonymous as well, which are the people behind the project. So it becomes way of easily screening and communicating with a lot of broader audience that you'd want to send across your message to. So it's pretty much the same in terms of how the dynamics work, but the way the community is, it's very very different. It's a community filled with people who are just getting into crypto, couple of veterans, big whales, people such as yourself who've been around for a really, really long time. So it's a mix and match of everything, and social media plays an important part of reaching out to these guys.
Mm. Help me to break that down a little bit more for our customers. I mean, you mentioned many interesting points. So what I hear, number one, is the crowd is different in the sense that they appreciate more educational content because just people simply don't know yet. It's very new for them, right? It's not like you sell them, I don't know, a soap or a shampoo or something, right? So you have to explain more. Then you say the channels are different. Is that correct? And thirdly, I would assume, I mean, I from what I know in crypto, it's also how can I put this, in a very difficult market because people start, you know, they love you when prices go up. They become sometimes very a harsh crowd when prices go the opposite side.
Absolutely. I mean, that's a lot. So basically, I'm from India, and that's a lot like how Indians are once it comes to our cricket team. If we
That's true.
start
That's a good point.
if we start losing, everyone is ready to burn the houses down. And if we are winning, then that's the best thing in the world, and they're the best people. So that's an absolutely valid point. I think that goes for a lot of things. But coming back to the kind of audience that we have right now, it's totally, as I said, a mix and match of majority of a lot of new people who are coming into it. So I would say 90% of the people would be who've just heard about what Bitcoin is, and that is through a mainstream news source. Now these guys have come in, and slowly they'll discover what other cryptocurrencies are, what Ethereum is, what blockchains are, and probably like about MetaMask, etc., etc. And that's how a person grows into the community and knows a lot, and that's how they become an interactive part of the community. So I would say a lot of the new audience which are coming in, and the essential target of a lot of protocols is to get the attention of these potential investors, token holders, and community who will back up the project. And if you look at what Dogecoin and Shiba Inu are today, that's a pure example of what a community can do to any project. You can have a person like Elon also going mainstream talking about that token. It's just the power of communities. Uh, as for your second point, which was about the channels, I would say there is definitely a huge shift from kind of channels that are used. Definitely Telegram, Discord, Twitter are the main three powerhouses of where the crypto native audience sits out of and likes to interact. Reddit being a close fourth, which is sort of different from having an Instagram account, which works for a lot of traditional companies. So the channels, I would say Twitter remains the mainstream audience with connect, which you can connect to like a broader audience across the world who's getting into it. And then we have channels like Telegram and Discord where you can, community can interact with the protocols, the people, the developers, and the team behind it more interactively. So I would say it's a mix and match of both.
Yeah, it's actually an interesting point. Also, I mean, that's probably not so different from the rest of the world, but I mean, it's like if you take makeup influencers, for example, I mean, they also have a huge crowd. They kind of they establish a more personal relationship, I would say, to their customers, way more than, let's say, any any classic advertisement was able to do that. So I see that also a lot in crypto. Um, Plus, I mean, to add on that, I feel this year has been just a catalyst for growing a huge hype in crypto. Like I see basically all crypto influencer channels are exploding in a way. They I mean they grow massively on numbers, especially now when it comes to all the metaverse and gaming stuff. So that's like super interesting. From your perspective, what do you see as the latest hypes in crypto? Okay,
So
okay, there you are.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. Totally agree with you. I mean, the human psychology is that we like to follow people who we admire in different ways and forms. Technology has become such that Instagram and has made it, social media has made it very easy for people to connect with their followers and interact with audiences. So, I mean, having people who have jumped onto the bandwagon of crypto as influencers has really driven the retail market a lot. That is just because of platforms like YouTube, which are educating people on what cryptos are, what blockchain is, and the different technologies behind it. Right from that to the influencers that you talked about, which are the KOLs or the key opinion leaders in the space who are rallying for crypto. So I mean, and they comes in all different ways and forms, right from someone like a Michael Saylor from Michael MicroStrategy to Elon Musk in ways who is also, if you look at it, sort of an influencer for sure. Uh, his words, his tweets reflect on the different markets, right, from stocks as well as to cryptos. So having the opinions of leaders in this space really drives a lot of community. It's been super bullish in terms of people who are just coming into the platforms and learning more about what cryptocurrencies are and what Bitcoin is in general every day. So I think overall that's huge, that's massive for this space, and the growth has been tremendous. 2021 has been fantastic in terms of uh, how many people projects have been connected and getting onto the marketing side of fronts in crypto as well.
Mm. Amazing. Let's dig a bit more into what these influencers are and what's the difference between them. Right after the break, in 1 minute, we'll be back.
CNETv, the first and leading 24/7 live broadcasting blockchain, cryptocurrency, and fintech TV application On our mobile app, you have access to our latest news updates ranging from esports, fintech, iGaming, blockchain, cryptocurrency, and artificial intelligence. We bring to you interviews, analyses, cryptocurrencies, market reviews, and live events. Download our app today from your iOS or Google Play Store or on our website at CNETv.io. CNETv.
Here we are, back with SHIVA BADOLA. Very happy to have him here. He's the marketing social media expert for the consulting company PUTERIO. He's just writing me he's backstage, so editors, please tune him in. We are back, and we were just discussing media, influencers, tactics. Let's talk a little bit about, what advices, like specifically, you would give new projects to start with. My understanding is that more or less every project kind of has the same issues. And I mean, everybody who am I talking to kind of ask me the same question. I mean, if you start, you have 0 followers, you are a no one, if you are lucky, you have a team or VCs or investors that have a brand name and that can kind of give you some exposure. But at the end of the day, everybody starts with a 0 follower Twitter channel and with a 0 follower Telegram channel. So what's your strategy kind of to come from nothing to something, and like in what steps would you break it down for a project?
Absolutely. So, I mean, well said. Whenever we are starting off with any of the project, we have literally close to no backing in social media at all. What channels should firstly, and I think that which is the most important part of defining a marketing strategy, would be to first define the audience that you'd want to reach out to. I mean, apart from the fact that you can just be unique in terms of what your product is, or what your NFT uh, or your DeFi project is in its term, what you can do is find the right type of people in the right type of places. And what I mean by that is, there's an audience out there for everything, which is consuming the kind of content which is made out for them. So they are looking for this content on different channels. If you tap them at the right place at the right time, that is immediately someone who would want to know more about what you're doing at the moment. So definitely, I mean, apart from just being interactive in the space, you have to focus on how you can consistently give out good, honest content every day. And I think that is the most important factor, which is also uh, blessing the social media algorithms for years. So it's just been about just coming out with content which is candid, putting it out consistently to the right audience. And I think those should be the baby steps one should consider once they're starting off and trying to build any sort of social media following that they have. The number 2 point I would like to say is to research a lot about what's happening in the space already. A lot of this can be done within social media itself. You don't need any fancy tools or any different subscriptions to find that out. You can just go onto Twitter and check out what's happening, what's trending, what is it that people are consuming every day, and from that information you can infer something that is happening with your project, or whatever developments that you have that you can share which are relevant to these guys. So it's not, I would say, it you can always not be unique every time you put something out, but you can definitely try to be creative or witty when you're trying to publish content. So I think those are the two important steps I would say one should consider for sure.
Absolutely. I actually would add a third one, which is, put in hard work. And it's really about being proactive there, right? It's not about sitting there and wait for things magically to happen. I mean, I really like how you put it, right? In a way, for me, it's always like, just do it in a common sense way. I mean, it's like, if I don't want to read the content I am writing as a company, what can I say? The other side also is going to be bored, right? It's like as simple as that. And then, if somebody replies and likes, just have a human touch to it. I really figured that's what for me made suddenly a big difference in all the social media. to say, if somebody makes a comment, say thank you. If somebody does something cool, give him compliments. Say, hey, well done. It's like cool work. If you know somebody and he shares something, acknowledge. And this is the way you build relations in real life. And surprise, surprise, it's not so much different in the social media world. So, if you allow, what I would like in the last 10 minutes to discuss a little bit more is like all this craze into the GameFi world. You mentioned at the beginning that you are deep into that. So let me know what do you think? What is exciting you the most about it?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, I've been a gamer all my life. I've had my first PlayStation when I was a kid, and I've since been hooked on to just hours and hours of video games. Uh, I just feel sad that there wasn't blockchain technology when I was a kid.
Me too.
Uh, because the kind of stuff that you can do these days, it's phenomenal, especially stemming out from play to earn. uh, I mean, people are making a living out of it. Gaming in general has become a multi-billion-dollar industry, but GameFi and blockchain and gaming are something which is currently trending and the big thing out there. NFTs have definitely made it really, really more approachable, I would say, in terms of joining pop culture and technology in general. So the current projects, I mean, I one of the good projects that I'm looking forward to is the Sandbox, which I think had their alpha release yesterday. So that's a crazy sort of metaverse project that they're working on. So as of right now, a lot of metaverse play to earn projects in the space. Axie Infinity, Star Atlas, couple of them which are out there. But every day there's a new project which comes along and caught you by, I mean, it catches you by surprise. So it's really, really nice. And they started working on the user front end interface of these projects as well. So it makes someone who's very new to crypto also like what they see, apart from just looking at wallets and how figure out how to use their MetaMask to transfer tokens. I mean, this is what gamification and games would do to blockchain. They will make understanding and the learning curve of people who are new into blockchain a lot more easier. So I think that's something to look forward to.
Have you looked actually into the play to earn model in Sandbox? Can you share any insights there? I just saw that somebody said you can earn $1,000 for playing the early season pass. Have you looked into it?
Yeah. So how it works is because they're doing everything the crypto way. You can't actually, they have certain amount of tickets which were allocated to people who can try the alpha version. Some of these tickets were not available. I mean, as soon as they got sold out, then you could probably buy it off. There were all NFTs, and you could buy it off OpenSea, but they were strictly limited to a couple of people. Uh, what they had done is curated a segment of experiences inside Sandbox that you can go check out, and throughout these experiences, you could earn 1,000 sand tokens, which is the native crypto. The other token that they have is I think it's called Land, uh, which
Yes.
which helps you buy assets across in this space. So how it looks is pretty nice. I think it has the whole Minecraft vibe to it. Very 8-bit like, nice looking game, you could say, along with the really, really big collaborations like guys like Snoop Dogg, uh, Dead Mouse, etc., are into it. So they're merging the both of that in the really, really nice way. I was unfortunately not able to get the access pass. If you could only apply for it if you held some land token as an allocation, and all of them got sold out pretty, I think, within minutes. So yeah, but I think the game is on for people to come and check it out on their platform. So I think apart from the curated experiences, you can go and check out the game in general as a normal player as well.
Yeah, interesting. I'm actually, if you hear me typing, it's because I'm just checking the prices. You said the Alpha Pass, oh my God, okay. You could earn 1,000 Sand tokens. A Sand token is right now $6.46.
Yeah.
So that's like $6,460. But if you buy the, my God, if you buy the Alpha Pass right now, the price is 2.3 ETH. So you pay for the fun, not for the profit, it
Yeah.
seems.
Yeah,
My
absolutely. Yeah.
God, there is a collector's edition, and it looks, I mean, it looks so nice, I gotta say. What I really love about this is that everything is not only I wish it would be would have been available when I was young, but I also have to acknowledge that it kind of all looks like the stuff when I was young. And that's, I mean, it's like you could expect like amazing graphics, right? But it's not the case. And I mean, one reason why it's not the case is that everything is like browser Web3 based, and suddenly we realize, shit, technology is at the same level that it was like 15 to 20 years ago, right?
Absolutely. I mean, metaverse will make you relive your childhood through the graphics and the interface. That is for sure.
That's great stuff. Shiva, we have 1 minute left. Any final thoughts you would like to share with us? I'm sure we can invite you again because that was a super interesting conversation. Anything else you would like to add, or you see trending you recommend people to look in?
I mean, I think everyone should sort of just be active on social media. I would say that is the one way of catching up to what's happening in crypto. Tokens which pop off on the trading markets are also trending on Twitter at the same time. So that speaks about the how fast these platforms are. But yeah, I would just say like just be updated with what's happening through different mediums, through podcasts, and just be reading about what's happening. And that's how you get a lot of information to make right choices. It was great being on here, Felix. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, man.
And
That was a
looking
great
forward to it.
conversation. Great conversation. And you mentioned one last point. I also want to add to the viewers. You know, it's like one thing that I find constantly impressing on especially on DeFi and all that stuff is that we are, you know, that stuff is not indexed by Google. Google is simply, the way Google works is simply too slow for keeping up with the pace of crypto. So this is why actually, if you're not in Telegram, if you're not on Twitter, you are missing out because the stuff is not indexed. Like, I mean, try to find the latest crypto project on, or, you know, like the latest release for an for an hyped NFT sale somewhere indexed by Google. It's kind of impossible. They just have it like 5 days later when everything is like already, you know, completely over. It's like, you know, be there or miss out.
Absolutely. I couldn't have said it any better. It's exactly like that. You get to know about the news 2 days later on Google once the sale has already happened and people have done their business already. So just being active on these platforms makes a lot of difference.
A lot of fun and a lot of money as well. Shiva, thank you so much for being here. Yeah, let's have this
My
call
pleasure,
again.
Felix.
And yeah, thank you everybody for joining and for watching again. 30 minutes and dash with me, Felix Mago, and today our guest Shiva BADOLA, social media expert for PUTERIO. Guys, see you next time. Have a good one. Bye bye.